Hello students. So this is the another video of class 7 science, and as you know we are studying the chapter 1 of class 7 science, and chapter 1 is all about the nutrition in the plants. And in the previous video we had discussed what is nutrition and what are the different modes of nutrition, in which we had studied that nutrition is a process in which the organisms intake and utilize the food. Okay, and we got to know that nutrition is of two types: autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition. And basically in this chapter we are studying about the nutrition in plants. Okay, so how the plants perform the autotrophic mode of nutrition, that we had discussed in the earlier video, in the first video. Now in this video we are going to study about the second kind of mode of nutrition, that is heterotrophic mode of nutrition in the plants. So let's see what is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So there are some plants which do not contain chlorophyll, and so they cannot prepare their own food. As you know, the autotrophic plants can perform a process known as photosynthesis, and with the help of photosynthesis they can make their own food, and that's why they are called autotroph. And that's why that nutrition is called as autotrophic nutrition, because they can make their own food. And how can they make their own food? Because they contain chlorophyll, and with the help of chlorophyll they can make their food. But here in this case, in the second case, in heterotrophic mode of nutrition, the plants do not contain chlorophyll, and because of not having the chlorophyll the plants cannot perform the photosynthesis, and that's why they show the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So basically there are some plants which do not contain chlorophyll, and so they cannot prepare their own food. And because they cannot make their own food, so they are dependent upon other plants or organism to obtain their nourishment, and that's why they are called as heterotrophs, because they show the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Now heterotrophs have been classified into following categories. There are different kind of heterotrophs present in this world. So the first one is parasites. The organism means the plants that derive nutrition from the body of other organisms, and they are known as parasites. Parasitic plants are those plants that get their nutrition from the other living plants, and the organism from which the parasite derive their nutrition, that is called host. Okay, so and parasitic plants are of two types. First one is partial parasite, and second one is total parasite. What is partial parasite? Partial parasites are those plants which obtain their nutrition from the host, not completely but partially. They obtain some of their nutrition from the host. For example, Indian pipe and mistle 2. Here you can see the picture. This is the mistle 2 plants. It grows over the other hair plants. Like you can see here, these are the mistle 2 creeping plants which grow on the other hair class plants and derive their nutrition. Now there are second kind of parasites, that is total parasites. And total parasites are the parasites which depend completely on their host for their nutrition. Okay, they get all the nutrition from their host. For example, dodder, cuscuta, which is also known as amarbale, and rafflesia. So this is dodder and this is rafflesia. This is rafflesia. And now we will study about the second kind of heterotrophic nutrition, and that is saprophytic mode of nutrition. And the plants that show the saprophytic mode of nutrition, they are called saprophytes. So what happens in this kind of nutrition? In this kind of nutrition, the organism cannot manufacture their own food through the process of photosynthesis, but obtain their nutrition from the dead and decaying plants and animal matter. So this is what the main things about the saprophytic mode of nutrition. Here the organisms or the plants, they derive their nutrition from the dead and decaying plants and animal matter. For example, mushroom, molds, and certain types of fungi and bacteria. Here you can see the bread molds, a kind of fungus present here, present over the bread. These small patches are showing the presence of the fungus, which is saprophytic, obtain the food from the decaying bread. This is the mushroom, which obtain their nutrition from the decaying matter, dead and decaying matter. So what do? They secrete digestive juices on dead and decaying matter and convert it into a solution. Then they absorb the nutrients from it. This mode of nutrition, in which organism take in nutrients in solution form from dead and decaying matter, is called saprotrophic nutrition. So basically in saprotrophic nutrition, the plants derive their nutrition from dead and decaying matter, and they secrete the digestive enzymes on the dead and decaying matter and absorb the nutrients. Now fungal spores are generally present in the air, and they start germinating when they land on wet and warm things. So fungus are the example of saprophytes, and fungus produce spores. Like you can see here, these are the powdery patches which are shown here. These are the spores. Okay, tiny structures, tiny rounded structure, and that is called spores. They are formed by the fungus, and these spores are present in the air, and when they get the favorable condition, they land there and they grow. Now fungi can useful as well as harmful. Fungi can be useful as well as the harmful. For example, fungi such as mushrooms and yeast are useful as they are used as a vegetable and an ingredient for producing alcohol respectively. So fungus can be useful also, and it can be harmful also. Like the yeast and mushrooms, you eat the mushroom, and the yeast is used to make the alcohol. Okay, and some fungus are used for making medicine, like penicillin. Penicillin is a antibiotic which is produced by the fungus. And some fungi can also cause the diseases in plants and human beings, and they are harmful too. Now the third kind of plants which show the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, they are insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants are some green plants which obtain their nourishment partly from the soil and atmosphere, and partly from some small insects. Okay, the insectivorous plants are the plants, they are green, they perform the photosynthesis, but they derive some nutrients from the insects. Okay, they trap the insects and they get their nutrients from the body of the insects, and rest of the nutrients they get from the soil and the atmosphere. Now common example of such plants are pitcher plants, sundew, and Venus fly trap. These plants trap insects. These plants trap the insect and kill them and consume them and throw out the waste. These plants have leaves that are modified to catch the insects. To catch the insects, their leaves are modified in a special way so that they can trap the insects. Here you can see the pitcher plant. This plant is having modified leaves, and this is a small leaves over here which act as a lid, and whenever the insects get here, it gets trapped into the this leaf, and it get digested by the digestive juices secreted by these plants. Here this is the Venus flytrap, and this is sundew plants. Insectivorous plants do not get enough nitrogen, and so they eat insects to fulfill their need for nitrogen. Why do they trap the insects? To get the nitrogen, because the soil where they grow, there is the lackness of the nitrogen. So to compensate the lackness of nitrogen, they trap the insect and they get the nitrogen from their body. Now the fourth kind of plants, heterotrophic plants, are symbiotic plants. Symbiotic plants are such plants uh, in which two different organisms live together and share shelter and nutrients, is called symbiotic relationship. Two organisms live together and they benefit each other symbiotically, and this is called symbiotic plants, and this relationship is called a symbiotic relationship. For example, certain fungi live in the roots of plants, and plants provide nutrients to the fungi, and fungi in turn provide water and minerals. This association of algae and fungi form organisms called lichens. uh, um, some fungi live in the roots of the plants, and plants provide the nutrients to the fungi, and fungi in turn provide water and mineral. And there is another example of symbiotic relationship, that is lichen, in which the two organism, one is algae and second is fungi, they live together and make a different kind of structure, that is called lichens. So the algae and fungi mutually benefit each other, and in the process fulfill all their needs. What does alga do? Alga makes the food, which is also used by the fungus, and the fungus in turn gives the alga water and minerals it obtains from the substratum on which it lives. So algae and fungi live together, and algae gives the food to the fungi, and fungi in return gives water and minerals for benefiting each other. So this kind of relationship is called as symbiotic relationship. And here the both the organisms are getting benefited by each other. So in heterotrophic nutrition we had discussed four kind of nutrition. The first one is the first we had discussed about the parasitic mode of nutrition. Second, we had discussed saprophytic mode of nutrition, and third, we had studied about the insectivorous plants, and fourth, we had discussed about the symbiotic relationship. So this is all for this video. Thank you.